Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing part 3 of the Newcrest Neighborhood Build. Basically what I'm trying to do is fill in those 5 lots in Newcrest that are along kind of that road strip there. So this is my third one. This one is called Durango. The first one I believe is called Monarch. The second one is Cimarron. And then we have the third one here. I'm kind of keeping the same theme with all of them, doing gray and tan siding and then some brick with darker roofs on all of the houses. They all look a little bit different, but you could tell that they all would be together in maybe a neighborhood or something like that. But this house, I believe, ends up being around 70 to 80K. It's not ridiculously expensive, and it does have a lot of space. It should have kind of, 5 bedrooms. I ended up turning one of the bedrooms upstairs into like a skills room, but it could easily be converted into a bedroom. So if you have a pretty large family, this would be a great home for your Sims to live in, just because it's not like crazy expensive and it does have a good amount of space. And then you'll see that it does have a pretty large backyard. Something I want to talk about really quickly is my YouTube name, and I guess my origin name as well. I've heard people try to say it like smubuh. It's actually supposed to be smubuh, and I know that's super weird, but I think it came about in my freshman year of college. My boyfriend, my now fiance, he, I think, was trying to call me like small baby or something like that, because I'm like 5'2", I'm a pretty small person, so he was just calling me like a small baby, or I don't remember what it was, but then it shortened to like smubuh, and he just kind of started calling me that, and I didn't mind it because I thought it was so funny. Like, I just thought it was a really funny word. So I started using it for like Xbox and stuff like that, and actually his brother started calling me it. So yeah, it's just smubuh. And then for my origin ID, I just added cakes to the end. I don't know why I didn't just leave it smubuh, but I think if I could change it, I would. But I just use it for like so many of my houses that it seems like it would be too late to change it now. But yeah, I just thought I would let you know where smubuh came from. I know it's a weird word, but I just thought it was like super hilarious. And I totally made up the spelling of it. So if you're like, that's not how you would spell it, or that doesn't sound right, I made it up like, gosh, what was that, 6 years ago? But anyway, talking about this build, this kitchen, I ended up changing these countertops to more of the wooden looking. I know these are wood looking, but a lighter wood. And then I did kind of I believe subway tile for the backsplash here. So you can see me just changing things around a bunch. I just thought it was too dark at first, so I went back and lightened up those countertops. This is a decent sized kitchen. I wouldn't say it's like ginormous, but it ended up being like a decent size. And then you do get the island there, so if your Sims want to sit and eat breakfast or chips or whatever they want to eat, that's a perfect spot to do that. And then I do go with something a little bit different in this house. I usually go with a tan or a gray wall because I'm super boring, but I decided to go with more of a muted green color. It's not super bright, but it's not a pastel green, obviously. And then the nice thing here is this, it's so open. You have space for just a little like breakfast table, and then you have all those windows. And then if your Sims are eating here, they can also like watch TV in the living room. So it's a really nice open space. It gives you a lot of room to work with. I almost freaked out though when uploading this house to the gallery, because when I went to upload it, for some reason I wasn't logged on to Origin, and so it had me like connect, and I was trying to add it at the same time, and it ended up freezing, and I was freaking out because I didn't ever save like the house while I was building it for some reason. Like I was just going for an hour and a half building this house, and I never thought to save it. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to upload this house and it's gonna freeze on me and I'm not gonna be able to save it. And I was like, there's no way I'm like rebuilding this. It just took me forever. But luckily I tried to like escape and quit the game, and then it was like, oh, do you want to save? And I was like, oh yes, thank you. So luckily it did save, and I had to kind of quit out of the game and then go back in and upload it. But I was super excited. I did not have to make this house twice because I would have been super sad, since it did take a while, and I had like recorded everything, so I guess that would have been good. Like I would have known exactly where everything was. But it did kind of scare me for a quick moment. But in the future, just some building ideas that I've been requested or asked to do. Maybe a city living house, so some sort of house that would be located in the city. Some sort of penthouse, which is not what I normally like to do. Like I don't think that I'm very good at making more modern houses, but it's something that I would like to try just because it is a challenge. And then I might try to do like my apartment, just kind of get the layout and then try to make that into a house somehow. I think I did that like a year ago or something, and it might be in the gallery. But I would like to redo it and try it again and try to make it better, which also makes me think that I might want to go back and take some of my old houses, like some of the very first houses that I ever uploaded to the Sims 4 gallery, and kind of revamp them and make them better, get some better screenshots and stuff like that. So those are all things that are on my to get done list. And then I have a little cottage that I just recorded that I hopefully will get uploaded sometime in the next week, but I am going to be going to Texas, so I'm not going to be around to do like any sort of recording or voiceovers or anything like that, but I am excited because I get to kind of see some new houses. I feel like that's where I get a lot of my inspiration. Around my work, they're building houses like crazy. Like it's just suburban everything. There's new neighborhoods popping up, I feel like every couple months, and they're just building houses like crazy. So that's actually where I get a lot of my inspiration, is because when I drive to work every day, I see it, I'm like, oh, I kind of like those colors together, or I like, where the windows are. I guess I'm super weird like that. Like I love looking at houses, but I've also been that way since I was really little. I remember because we moved a lot when I was little, so we would look at all these houses, and I loved getting the floor plan of the house, like in those little boxes in the front of the yard. I would always take those and just look at them and study them. And I remember drawing house layouts on paper when I was little. Like I always loved to color and I always loved to draw, but I would take paper and try to like design my own little house, and then I would take my little figurines and play in my little paper house. Like it was just a flat, like two-dimensional floor plan, but I would play with my little like Polly Pockets or whatever on my little floor plans. So anyway, in Texas, I hope to get some more inspiration just because it's very different from where I am now. So just seeing some new things that I don't see every day. So look for maybe some new types of houses that I haven't tried before, but we'll see. I had to add a little wall into that bathroom because I thought it would be weird if you could just look in and see the shower. I guess it's not 100% practical because that is a big window and you wouldn't normally put that in a bathroom, especially on the first floor, but I just tried to add that miniature wall in there to make it more believable. I'm just going to do 2 kids' bedrooms in this house. So I do more of a, I guess, neutral one. It's just bright, kind of happy nature inspired bedroom, and then doing a little girl's little nursery in this bedroom. I'm really thinking that I need to buy the like kids room stuff pack or whatever pack that is, just because I think I'm getting bored of using the same kids decor over and over again. And then I also want to try some builds where I use not just base game content. I do try to do a lot of my builds with just base game, and then you can go in, of course, and add if you have custom content, or if you have more of the stuff packs, you can decorate using that stuff. But that way things aren't missing. If you go to put like this house in your game and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to go through and add all these beds. So I really try to keep it to base game, but I think it would just be fun and kind of challenging to do some builds with maybe just like one pack. So, you know, doing a get to work one, or get together build or something like that, just kind of changing it up. I did end up putting a little guest bedroom up here. So if you have like several Sims, just getting some more beds. And then I ended up turning this little room into like a skills room, I guess. So you have like a little bonsai tree, and then the easel if your Sims is a painter, and of course you could put like a woodworking bench in here, or guitar, whatever your Sims are currently working on as far as skills. And then just moving out to the little loft area, it did cut off because I think my recording was at 59 minutes and 58 seconds or something, so it cut off. But luckily I was able to go and just kind of show you how I decorated that. I didn't do anything fancy for the loft area. I did end up switching the bathrooms because I thought it would make more sense for the kids' bathroom to be closer to these two bedrooms, and then putting more of a guest bathroom next to that guest bedroom upstairs, and then just adding some kind of basic neutral decor to go with the guest bedroom. And then we're going to go out to the front of the house and get some wall coverings on there. I'm going to do some brick, and what's nice is that I can see the other two houses that I have built right next to it, so I can see, is it looking too similar to these? Is it looking like kind of close to the theme that I'm trying to go with? So it's nice to be able to see those other two and just make sure that they look cohesive. Something that I really love about this house is that it does have such a large backyard. So if you want to put a pool, or if your Sim is building a rocket, you have plenty of space in the back to do that. But it is on the 40 by 20 lot, so that's why it does have that much larger backyard. But it would fit, like if you put it on a 30 by 20 lot, it would still fit. You would just have some things that are kind of cut off in the back because it's not necessary. Like I think I just put some benches back there and some trees. So if you want the larger backyard, you of course can put it on this 40 by 20 lot that I have it on, or you can do the 30 by 20 lot. And I just looked it up. This house does end up being $70,742. So it's not super pricey, I guess, for the amount of space that you're getting. And then I just added a little patio back here, and then we're gonna do a path leading to those couple chairs. And I really wanted to add a fire pit, but I realized that that is only in get together, I think, or maybe it's the outdoor retreat pack, but you can of course add that in later. I did end up adding a lot of flowers back here because I thought it was just way too plain with all of the green grass. I wanted to change it up a little bit, so just adding those little bunches of flowers, and then you can go back in and kind of change things as you like. So here's a look at the Durango house, the top floor and the bottom floor. I hope that you enjoyed this build. As always, if you want to download this, you can find it in the Sims 4 gallery under the name smubuhcakes. And if you guys have any suggestions or comments for me, please leave them below, and thank you so much for watching.